I mean, I guess I could put it on my hat now. All trash. Ugh.
I love you.
Nice, that's the trash.
Hi.
What was my most anticipated game? Okay, it's really difficult to breathe under that. What the fuck? How did they wear these? Tally ho, ItsOcean back again with another video, and this week I'm going to be taking a look at what was my most anticipated game of 2019, Borderlands 3. I played the first Borderlands game about a year after it came out. I then went on and played Borderlands 2 when it was released. Then 2 years ago I got the Handsome Collection on sale, and I finally got around to playing the pre-sequel. Now, I'm a big fan of Destiny, but Destiny had really been going downhill at the time, so I really needed something to fill that loot-shaped heart in my body. So I started replaying through all the Borderlands games again, and I became so addicted. So when Borderlands 3 was finally announced, I lost my mind. But how is the game? Did it meet all of my expectations, dreams and hype? Or did it just turn out to be another Anthem? Let's find out. I do want to quickly say though that this video will not be covering endgame content. I have seen there are very mixed reviews on the endgame, so if endgame is the thing that you love about Borderlands, maybe look at some reviews from endgame kinds of players, because I don't know, the endgame is just not something that I really care about in Borderlands games. I'm mostly just a fan of playing through the campaigns with different characters. But anywho, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, come on, Barbouch. You play as most, or maybe play some Flak, or baby got get free pals, and one's a monkey, but nobody's called a jabber. But I don't care, it's a monkey, so come on now. It's a monkey, baby. Although the skag's the best pet. Maybe play tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna stop that now, I'm sorry. Borderlands 3 takes place a number of years after Borderlands 2. The mascots for the Borderlands series, also known as the Bandits, have all formed together under one banner, the Children of the Vault. With their feet heavily against their heads stands their leaders, Troy and Tyrene Calypso. Twin sirens who want to take the infamous vaults for themselves. But not if the Crimson Raiders can help it. Borderlands OG Lilith puts out a distress call in order to enlist the help of other vault hunters. And thus, you answer. As Amara, Flak, Zen, or Moz, you become a Crimson Raider and take flight into the stars on your galactic journey. And thus you enter a war with the Children of the Vault. But that's where I'm going to end this story section in order to avoid any spoilers. After all, this is a spoiler-free video. I just like to set the scene. Cool. So Borderlands 3 does bring back the classic world of chaos that we all know and love, Pandora. But now other worlds are yours for the spelunking. You can visit new worlds such as Promethea, Athenas, and Eden 6, which each have their own look and personality. A range of familiar faces also return in this frequel, including everyone's favourite waifus, Lilith, Maya, Moxie, and Tannis. Actually, never mind, as well as other classic characters such as Claptrap, Zero, and many more. There are also some new characters added in, but I'm going to talk about those later in the video. Borderlands 3 still features a lot of the same kind of goofy humour that the previous games have, but it's not as strong. In fact, the writing in this game is not very good, but I shall talk about that in the issues section of this video. But let's move over to the gameplay. The classes featured in Borderlands 3 are actually pretty cool. Borderlands 3 has a new concept for classes which allows you to have different abilities, compared to past Borderlands games where you could only have one ability that could be tweaked in different ways. So now each class has 3 super abilities, kind of akin to the systems that Destiny use for their subclasses. To get into the characters though, Amara is the new Siren and she can kick some serious ass. She She can have the classic phase grasp that Maya had in Borderlands 2, only this time it's been tweaked to make it a little bit different. But she also has a cool new astral projection ability. And this cool looking phase slam that looks like it is straight out of a superhero movie. Moz is the new resident soldier in this game, and she has an awesome giant mech that can be outfitted with an arsenal of different weapons. You can have weapons like railguns, grenade launchers, and miniguns. I also want to quickly go on record and point out that Moz was actually my first character in this game, because that mech is so goddamn cool. Why would you not want a giant ass robot? Like, hell yeah. The next character, Flak, is actually maybe one of the most interesting characters in Borderlands, because he is a robot. And he has somehow enlisted the help of 3 different pets, which is just a cool idea. These pets each have their own functions. One pet may allow you to do extra damage, where another pet may help to buff you. And Flak can also select 3 different super abilities. And last but not least is Zen Flint, who is actually the brother of Baron Flint from the first game and Captain Flint from the second game. He has 3 different abilities, being a drone that can provide assistance, a hologram similar to Doppelganger Jack's ability in the pre-sequel, which he can actually swap places with at any moment, which is super fun, and a shield that can be placed on the ground or carried around. These 3 abilities make Zane feel like a completely different character if you decide to pick a different ability. And one of the best things about Zane is he can actually have 2 of these super abilities at the same time. You can trade out to your use of a grenade in order to replace it with a super, and that is just sick! So I have to say, even though Moz is my main character, Zane is definitely my favourite, just because of the amount of different styles of gameplay that you can have with him. But who cares about class skills and trees and abilities and all that fucking nerdy shit? I'm a man and I want to do some pew pew, god damn it! I'm a man, fuck you! This was a bad idea. But sometimes, you gotta do bad ideas. That's what I've learned from YouTube. The shooting mechanics in Borderlands 3 feel exactly like past Borderlands games. So if you have played a past Borderlands game, you'll know exactly what to expect. For those that may not have played a Borderlands game before, the shooting is a lot of fun in this game. Case closed. One of my favourite things about this game is the combat, just being able to sprint around shooting the crap out of everything and sliding about doing cool shotgun kills. It feels fun as F. But considering this game is a looter shooter, I would be hung and quartered if I didn't talk about the loot itself, and I gotta say, oh boy dandy, this game has a lot of guns. There are a bunch of returning fan favourite weapons such as the Conference Call and the Infinity Pistol, but it also adds a galactic fuck ton of new guns to go pew pew. Also the usual branded weaponry makes a return, such as Jacobs, Hyperion and Malowan, but Borderlands 3 adds 2 new weapon foundries, which are the Children of the Vault's own mashed together, welded weaponry that overheats in place of an ammo count. And Atlas weapons from Borderlands 1 make a return, but they are completely different from the original game. They look completely different with this awesome futuristic kind of look, and they can fire homing bullets, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I have some problems with my footage. So I'm just going to quickly talk about the things that I talked about in those clips. I do apologise for this being really random and kind of out of order, but Borderlands 3 also includes secondary fire types for weapons. This can be things such as shotgun attachments, micro rockets, changing elements, switching between fire rates such as switching between full auto and semi-auto. It helps to add a lot of diversity to the gunplay. Vehicles are back and handle exactly the way that they did in the other games. Vending machines are back. You can purchase upgrades for your character. These are upgrades that can give you things like more inventory slots, and can increase the amount of ammo that you can have for a weapon type. The gold chest that takes golden keys is back and still gives the usual kind of loot that you would expect. One cool system that they have added to this game is if you are playing online or playing with a friend, you can actually set loot instances. This is known as cooperation or coopetition. If you have cooperation switched on, all players' loot instances will be separate. So if you find a legendary on the floor, your friend will not see that same legendary. This also means that if you want to jump in as a level 50 with your friend that is level 5, all the enemies will be scaled to level 50 for the level 50 player, and all the enemies will be scaled to level 5 for the level 5 player. It is amazing. However, should you want to have the classic Borderlands experience where all the enemies are set to the host's level and weapon drops are for everyone, you can set the game to coopetition instead. The casino loot machines are back and you can spend many an hour grinding away on these things. You can bank your weapons in the weapon vault. if you do manage to miss out on a potential loot drop, maybe it falls off a ledge and you can't retrieve it, or you just didn't notice it, next time you go back to Sanctuary, you'll be able to go to the Lost Loot Machine, which will then dispense all the loot, which is really cool. Also, I should probably mention that Sanctuary is now a goddamn spaceship, and that is cool. You can hijack vehicles similar to the Halo games. There are a bunch of new collectibles in the game, such as the Typhon logs that can help give you some backstory around certain events in the game. And Borderlands 3 has a new element. You have your same elements such as shock, fire and corrosive, but Borderlands 3 adds radiation. The game also adds some new mechanics too. You can slide around more than your ex slides into other people's DMs, and it is a lot of fun. You can still do the ground pound from pre-sequel, but it's now got a much cooler animation. And Borderlands finally entered the last decade and added mantling. Thank you, Borderlands. It's about time. You little bitch. I feel the need to put that in every video now, it's like a tradition. One mechanic addition that I really appreciate in this game is that you can fast travel a lot easier now. Once you have discovered a fast travel point, you can teleport back there at any time. Just whip open your menu, select the teleport and BAM! Well, actually, you gotta hold down the A button for BAM! It is such a useful feature and I love it more than I love my own girlfriend.
Hey!
I didn't mean you, honey.
What?
I said I don't have any money. Smooth, got away with that one. What is really cool about Borderlands 3 though, is Gearbox are actually continuing to update the game to add new stuff all the time. Things like seasonal events, takedowns, which are the game's version of raids, new gameplay mechanics such as the recently added Mayhem Mode 2.0 update. It's super cool and gives you a reason to keep jumping back into the game. Borderlands 3 also has this cool but kind of weird Twitch integration for all of you streamers out there. This allows your viewers to interact with the game, whether it be chat becoming an enemy in the game, or giving the stream some cool buffs or items. I haven't really checked this out for myself, but it seems super cool. Character customization is back and expanded. For cosmetics, your characters still have head and skin customizations, just like in Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel, but this game mixes Borderlands 1 and 2 together, allowing you to pick a skin and then also being able to change the colour of that skin. It's pretty cool. There are a bunch of heads and skins to unlock and find, but there are also new emotes and echo themes. And your echo is this cool little device that acts as your new menu UI for inventory maps and all that good stuff. Check out this one that I got as part of a Christmas event. Aww. It's so cute! But Borderlands 3 also allows a new form of customization, and that is customizing your own personal quarters. You can hang up cool souvenirs which you can find as loot on your adventures and make your room look really cool. Okay, let's see. I want the Mariah Carey poster over there. Yeah, that's pretty good, it's pretty good. Yep, sick. Alright, and I want the Joel McHale body pillow over there. That looks great. Nice, sweet, awesome, sexy. And I want my Blu-ray copy of Scott Pilgrim over there. Nice, looking good. Cool. But to be honest, it kind of feels a little bit tacked on. It doesn't really add much, and after only a few hours, I already felt like I just didn't care about getting any of this stuff to just hang on a wall. But hey, it's something new, I guess. Something that is genuinely cool with the customization though, is weapon trinkets and skins. Well, not so much the weapon trinkets. I couldn't give a flying fuck about any of those, but the skins are pretty sick. And as was the case with other Borderlands games, when you are out in the field, you can customise your vehicle too, and this also got an overhaul. Vehicles now have different bodies that you can customise, rather than just picking a vehicle type with a skin and a different gun. You can change the boost, the tyres, the armour, and a bunch of other stuff that I forgot to write down in my notes because I'm a goddamn dumb brain bitch! I hit my head too hard, it kinda hurts now. Why do I do this to myself? Also, I just want to say, in the form of rhyme, the wheel vehicle is the best. If you disagree, fuck, what's something that rhymes? Then fuck you, it's the Wild Wild West. Now let's talk about how this game looks. Borderlands sure has come a long way since just being brown everything, and now you've got Borderlands 3 all up in here like, a whole new world. Look at this place, it's no longer brown. It really looks so good. in your neighborhood. I couldn't think of anything that rhymed. One of the cool new features of Borderlands 3 is that we can finally see some of the really cool planets that keep getting referenced throughout the series. And thus we are off to other planets. Screw you, Pandora! You can't hurt us anymore! One of these planets is a swamp and jungle infested land, full of interesting and brutal beasts for you to discover. Another has a peaceful village being burned and destroyed by the malevolent forces of the Malawan Corporation. But my personal favourite planet has to be Promethea. Look at this place! It's like a neon wonderland of corporate war and loot. And all of these planets have their own unique aesthetic and personality. This honestly may be the prettiest and most colourful Borderlands game ever, and it is absolutely breathtaking. I want to marry you, Borderlands 3. So, one of my favourite things about Borderlands 3 is the soundtrack. The game still features the usual kind of tracks that you may be used to in other Borderlands games, but the soundtrack really shines during the boss fights. I mean, just listen to this. One of the things about the soundtrack that I love during the boss battles is a lot of these songs have a very high amount of energy in them, which really helps when you're running around trying to dodge 3 million things and trying to shoot something and you're throwing grenades at other things and you get in your mech and you're just like... It really helps to ramp up that hype and energy, and my favourite track has to be the song for the boss known as the Grave Word. But to sum up the soundtrack in one sentence, it would be, boss fights are awesome. So it's come to that time again. Gotta talk about the issues. Borderlands 3 can still be rather bad in the performance department, which is also what your girlfriend said. Hey-o! The frame rates can be rather choppy, and I noticed a lot of brief freezes, and that is in 2020, which is a little bit ridiculous. And what's even worse is trying to play split screen in this game is horrible. Frame rate is constantly choppy, the menus lag a lot, and the text in this game is so small for some reason that in split screen you can barely even read it. I tried playing this game with my girlfriend and she had to quit after like an hour of playing because her head was hurting trying to see the text because it's so tiny on screen. To be really honest, Borderlands 3 really does feel like it needed a little bit longer in the oven in order for it to be crisp and oh so hot. The other issue that really hurts me to say is the story in this game is terrible. It has its good moments and its bad moments, but it's nowhere near as good as Borderlands 2. Hell, for me, it's nowhere near as good as pre-sequel either. The characters just don't feel as quirky and interesting as the past games. I also personally didn't find myself liking or being invested in almost all of the new characters that they introduced in this game. And that really sucks considering how iconic Borderlands 2's cast was. And while we're on the topic of characters, the Calypsos are annoying as hell. In Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack was a dick, but he was a dick that you couldn't help but love. Wait, no, that came out wrong. The other new characters that are in this game are mostly forgettable or just plain annoying. All I need to say on this is Ava. If you haven't played the game yet, trust me, one day you'll understand what I mean. But I do gotta say though, Wainwright Jacobs and Ice-T as Balex are by far the best new characters. Or the only good new characters. So thumbs up to those guys. And also for some reason Borderlands 3 decided to keep up the trend of real life sirens that pop into the screen very brief. I don't why. I'm not really sure why they keep doing this because it kind of looks goofy. But hey, at least there's continuity with the past games. One of the things that I have a massive issue with Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel comes back in Borderlands 3, and that is standing about and waiting for AI to stop talking so you can play. It gets so annoying and boring. Just sitting around and waiting for these characters to stop talking so I can continue my quest really drags the game's run and gun pace down throughout the game. It's not really an issue on your first playthrough, as you don't know what they're going to say, you don't know the story, so it's kind of fine to sit there and listen to what they have to say. But if you're trying to play like a second character, or you're doing your like 50th playthrough, it just gets annoying. But I can't exactly hold this too much against Borderlands 3, because it's a problem that I've always had with the series itself, except Borderlands 1. Borderlands 1 is a good boy. So all in all, Borderlands 3 has its issues. A dull story, frustrating or downright forgettable characters, and performance issues. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Well, I mean, it does matter, but the game is still fun. It's not what I hoped it would be, but it's still a very fun game to play. It's not as good as past entries in the franchise, but it's still worth a playthrough. And that is why Borderlands 3 has earned the title of Fun Times. Thank you for watching this video. I will be covering the other Borderlands games at some point on this channel, so keep your eyes peeled. I don't know why I say that a lot. Let me know what you think of Borderlands 3 in the comments section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Pip pip toodaloo.
Wait, stop.
Jess, what are you doing?
You cover a lot of video games in your videos, but when are you going to cover my favourite game?
What game is that?
It's Stardew, you fucking USB stick.
You could really do with some work on your insults.
Shut up, play the game, do the video.
I will not ask again.
Honey, baby, sweetie pie, you know I love you. I love you more than anything in the world, okay? I promise you, I will make the Stardew Valley video. I will do it. Maybe not next week, but maybe the week after. I will try my best to make this video as soon as I can. Just please don't hurt me.
Okay, awesome. See you later, babe. Love you.
What just happened? Ground control to Major Tom. Please don't kill me with your giant strap-on. Ground control to Major Tom.